closet and I'm a favorite foundation. I think that the work that you guys are doing is just incredibly amazing. I'm a little bit like, you put it in my purse. But I'm going to get it right. All right. So, my name is Christine Martin. I'm here on behalf of Underpants For All, and I think that I have already met a lot of you, but I wanted to introduce a couple of other people from our team, our board of directors. So this is my husband, Pastor Martin, and he serves as our secretary. And then this is Margaret Bergdorf, who serves as our treasurer, and these guys will keep our little organization running. So if you have any questions afterwards, all three of us will be available and love to chat with you as well. So let's go ahead and dive right in here. Our mission statement: we exist to help people maintain their dignity by meeting their basic need for living underwear. And we distribute to charities, missions, victims of disaster, anyone who's in need. Any of the organizations that are represented here, we would be pleased to partner with you if that is a need that you have. We want to make sure that we cast the net wide. So far, our impact since we started keeping statistics, which was basically when we got our nonprofit status in 2023, since that time, we have distributed more than 6,200 pair of underpants. And you can see that we tell God has been one of the main benefactors of where we've been able to partner with, as well as some other organizations, both locally and abroad. We are the only organization in Butler County that specializes in providing underwear to our neighbors in need. So in 2025, 100% of all of the donations that we made were actually in Butler County. So we feel like we kind of adopted the feeling of, put on your own oxygen mask first. We want to prioritize the needs of our neighbors that are here in our own community. We do accept requests from outside of Butler County, and we will look at those on a case-by-case basis. But for the most part, we really are focused on making sure that Butler County is the recipient of what we have to offer. So let me kind of tell you what we're all about here. First of all, community student involvement is really kind of built into our DNA. When we first started this nonprofit in 2023, it was very important that we partner with students. First of all, Underpants For All. I mean, come on, right? So students, we love partnering with them. I think that kids have an energy and a worldview and creativity that cannot be matched by me. And so I really want to we've got lots of projects that we're lining these guys up with, get them started. So that's high school. And then if you look on the right, earlier this year, the Sacred Heart School contacted me and they said, hey, we have a club called Helping Hands, and this is for 6th and 7th graders, so much younger kids, but they actually stay after school and they have a club that does service in the community. So they heard about us and I talked to them and they said, yeah, that's really cool. We want to have an underpants drive. So yeah, this guy that made this poster, he was all about the illustration, which was great. But it's so important to us as an organization to not only do what we do, but to also make sure that this next generation has an opportunity to get involved and start to think about ways that they can impact the world around them and start to open their eyes and look for those needs that exist in our area communities. Okay, so currently, this is kind of how we operate. We look there on the right. This is our inventory. And yes, these are basement bins that are in my basement next to my fridge. The other day, if you watched the video, you saw my pool table, like literally that's where we live. So obviously, this has a little bit of challenges when it comes to inventory. And then there on the left, this is a Christmas Day outreach. We partnered with the House Church, and they were doing an outreach at the Hotel in Hamilton, and wanted us to come along. So I said, of course, we'd love to hand out underpants to these guys. And thankfully, Patrick and I have 2 kids, and they both were home for Christmas, and they both drive SUVs. I myself drive a Mini Cooper. Not super helpful in this situation, right? So we put all the women's and the girls' underpants in Rachel's car, and we put all the boys and the men's underpants in our son Sean's car, and we rolled up, and this is how we did our Christmas Day outreach, which worked at the time, but not ideal. So, what is next? If we were to be so blessed with $10,000 from Power of the Purse, what we would come up with is the Unbeat Express. Yeah, so on the application, they made us name this thing. So we really want to know how much time the 3 of us spent trying to come up with the name. So, the Unbeat Express. So the Unbeat Express is a 10-foot trailer, and this is going to help us further our mission in a couple of ways. Number 1, storage for inventory. We saw our current inventory system in my basement, which is an area for capacity, but also for volunteer involvement. So since we really want to involve these kids, it's important that they have access to the stuff, but we're not really going to want to come over to my house necessarily. If we have the trailer that houses our inventory, we could park that at their school or at a central location and have some volunteer involvement there. Community